Right. So what's happening with dollar? The last week Friday, the dollar has started to go up, and that showed as weakness in gold, euro USD, GBP USD, and few other markets. So is dollar going to go up or down? And what's happening with the other indices such as Dow Jones, S&P 500, and a few international indices as well? Let's find out in this analysis. Right. So before we proceed any further, just a simple request. Please do make sure that you support this free video analysis. This is a professional analysis coming to you, right? Without your support and without your motivation, this cannot continue like this. So your support is absolutely necessary. So please like, comment, and share, right? Whenever possible. Every little thing is going to help, in terms of your support. So let's start with dollar. What has been happening since I last spoke to you? I gave you these three levels here, and the market was expected to rise up into this and then fall back down. Okay, this is what was expected, and this is what has happened. But before we actually come to this scenario, right, what is happening or what can happen in coming future, let's look at where we started from. Because if you are watching this video for the first time, or even if you are you have been following me for quite a while, right, it's good to refresh our memory where we have come from. So remember, everybody around here was thinking that dollar was bearish, and everybody was thought that dollar was going to go down, but we found this pattern here based on our FCP analysis, and we thought, okay, yeah, this is looking very bullish, and we maintained our bullish bias, because we had this W pattern getting completed, right? This is multi-year, multi-decade W pattern, because we are looking at monthly time frame. Okay, so the market was supposed to come to this target, otherwise this one, and if it was going to get violated, then 119, then 127. And in my previous video I also mentioned that there is a bigger target for a bigger W, which is developing like this, which can develop like this, that can take dollar index to 147 as well. But it remains to be seen. It can take years and maybe probably decades as well. Okay, so what has happened since then? Here the market came into this FCP zone, okay, and then started to go down, and then we were looking for a dollar to move, start to move up. Okay, it started to move up a little and then has come back down, and now it is kind of creating a double top. But before we come to that, let's look at let me give you a little bit of hint why we were expecting it to go up and why it can still go up. Because what happens is that, remember, we have a bigger W pattern which has been completed. Now usually when the W pattern gets completed, we get an M pattern, right? So this is where the M pattern can actually form. Now this M pattern can actually start from here as well, right? So what I mean by that is it's like this. It can create this and then fall back down. That is also possible. But usually what happens is that because of this previous bullish movement, right, previous bullish momentum, usually this leg is usually larger. It comes somewhere around 50% or 61.8, one of those Fibonacci levels, and then falls down. So what you can see here is that it actually never went to approximately 50% or more than that. So that is why we were expecting it to go there, and it can still happen. I know that market has fallen down, but it can still go up. So that is still a valid scenario. So we have to monitor dollar index for any kind of bullish momentum, because what will happen here is that if the market starts to go up, it will still form a W pattern. So it will be like this: up, down, W pattern, and this will form an M pattern, something like this. Okay, so this is very, very important. Dollar is actually at a very crucial moment at the moment, hence I'm posting this video, because we have kind of double top here, no, sorry, double bottom here. Now, this double bottom, when you see double bottoms or double tops or triple bottom, triple tops, usually they gets violated, right? Not exactly at the same time, but at some point in future, right? They usually get, because a lot of stop losses, a lot of liquidity is around there. So there are only two scenarios left, on the smaller time frame. On the smaller time frame, what we can expect is, let me go back to the previous chart, this one. On smaller time frame, now we have only two things left. We are already in FCP zone here, right? The market has come to this, and now it is in FCP zone. As you can probably visualize we have a potential W pattern forming. This is the one that I was just talking about. This can still push the dollar to 110 or maybe higher as well, right? There is a smaller W pattern in the middle as well, so it can push back into one of these levels and then start to fall down. So you have to be careful of these levels, and then if the market continues to go up, then 110 will be approximately that level will be there. Okay, so this is what we have on the bullish side. However, as I said, if the market starts to violate this triple bottom, right, and starts to fall down, then the next level naturally will be 100, which is a psychological number. 100 will be a psychological number that can still be achieved because it's very, very close. And then after that, we have 99. These numbers, these levels have already been there, for past couple of months. You can check the previous analysis, right? These levels have already been there. Market usually follows the higher time frame patterns, high time frame patterns, instead of following a particular news, a specific news event or something like that. It actually builds up liquidity based on news, but it follows the higher time frame patterns. So what I'm saying is that there are only two patterns. One is this, that if the market does not violate the previous low here, it does not close below, okay, then the market can go into one of these levels again, and the maximum it can go, it's and that extension will be something like this. Okay, now, if the market violates the previous low, right, on weekly basis, then it can come to 100, and it can go into 99, and then also it can start to push back up because these can act as support. So this is what you should be looking at. Now, I have designed few. I've actually created few levels for you which are important for you. Okay, and I will post this in our Telegram group as well. So if you, by the way, Telegram group is completely free. If you want to join there, just come there, right? I will post the charts there. So now we have these levels. So as you can see, this is the lower level, right? This is where the double bottom is, right? If it starts to go down, then we have 99 level, then we have 97 level. Why 97? Because we have 200 SMA there, and then we have this previous high, approximately previous high 105, and it can start to go up into 109, and then this can actually be achieved around 110, right? So this is what we have here on dollar index, right? Okay, on Wata and Visage software, what we can see on DXY, right? This is the target, approximately target. That white dot is approximately target here, and this is also a target. So this is coming out to be near about 99 or a little lower than that, 98 something level here, and that confluence is with 61.8 fib level as well. So this also supports that if the market breaks through this previous low, then these are the targets, right? Okay, let me actually put a proper line there so that you get a proper idea of where that dot is. Can be a little hard to see here. This is approximately at 99.864, and the next dot is approximately around 98.970, right? So if dollar starts to go down, we should be watching these two targets here on the bearish side of things. And based on that, let me actually go to Euro USD for a second. Now on TradingView, I posted a lot of ideas. I haven't been actually very active on TradingView for quite a while now, but there are several ideas which I posted last year, September, October, or November, and they are higher time frame, macro level ideas, and they are still coming, they are still working out very nicely. For example, this Euro USD, right? Euro USD, if the market was supposed to break through this line and give us a confirmation, then the target was going to be this one, right? These two targets were given. Otherwise, if the market was going to give us a bullish confirmation, which it did in this case from this FCP zone of 0.99116, then the first target was supposed to be 1.06257, and the second target is 1.12518, approximately there. We already have a gap there as well, and the third target is already there. Now, what has happened since then, right? This was posted on November 6th, 2012, right? Since then, there have been several news items and this and that, right? But if you replay this, the first target has already been achieved, and it is kind of moving towards the second target. Now this is because I posted this on monthly time frame, so it may take few months. It has taken a few months, but you see, higher time frame patterns actually work, right? Instead of looking at just following one particular news. So this is what we have on DXY. Let's look at some of the other things that I've been posting. I have been uh, not in the recent past, but I've been very active on LinkedIn. So you are most welcome to actually come and follow me on LinkedIn as well. There are a lot of posts which are available there. Let's start with the Dow Jones, right? So let me go to this post first, and then I will show you. Right. So I posted this approximately 5 months ago, and these are the major indices, like what I was talking about, right? See, the thing is, people or most of the analysts, they become so they become so involved in looking at individual candles and smaller time frames and data and this and that. They forget there is a very simple way of looking at the chart as well, right? Simply, for example, here, if I show you this is Dow Jones 3 month time frame. This is one of the biggest bullish engulfing candle that you have ever seen, right? If you look at the history, right, this is one of the biggest bullish engulfing candle on 3 months time frame, quarterly time. And this was posted on November 25th, 2022. Which means what? It tells us that the market is bullish, right? They can be little up and down, but on quarterly basis, right? This is clearly telling us that a lot of these things, nearly 61.8 or more than that, near about 65% or so, has already been eaten up, right? All of this bearish move was consumed by this bullish move, right? Nearly 65%. And this tells us that there was a lot of bullish movement going on. Now, all of this actually started here, right? I posted this on October 18th, 2020. Right? I said that the market could actually go to 33,500 very nicely, and this has already been achieved. So, and now if I show you a few other things, like this one, this is also Dow Jones, right? Similar sort of post. But I'm looking for one particular thing that I wanted to show you. Okay, let me quickly find that in a second. Okay, so I've just found this, right? This is the idea that I posted on September 27, 2012, and this was posted on LinkedIn as well as on TradingView and all other social media channels, including like Telegram. Right? When everybody was thinking that Dow Jones was going to go down and the market was crashing and everything, right? This was the level that we were looking at, right? 29,000, and we were looking for a move upwards, right? And since then the market has been going up, and it reached that 33,500 level here. It took a little dive and then started to go up. Now it is going back up, and in our Discord room, we have been tracking this particular bounce as well, right? We have been bullish from this particular bounce as well, and this can continue to go even higher. Why is that? Because it can actually follow. Let me show you which one is it. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is what we can expect, right? The market can actually go to these areas, right? One is around 33,750, right? This was already given on number 7. Market has already reached that. Then the next level it can reach, right? Is 36,000, and then it can go to all-time high as well, right? At this moment in time, it does not look like that. Maybe when we were here, it did not look like that, but so far that's what has been happening. The market came to invalidation level just to create a fake breakout and then started to go back up. And now it is still going upwards. And the next level it can reach is approximately 35,874. Now, all of these are based on certain things, which are if any kind of black swan event or any of the major news event or anything like that happens, then it may not happen. But these, I'm just looking at the higher time frame chart patterns, and they are so far working perfectly out. And this was the history. So we started from 29,000, right? Started to bounce up, and then this was the bounce, and now it is expected to even rise up. If I go to the Dow Jones, okay, so if I go back to weekly time frame, we can clearly see that the market is now bullish. We can see it here, the blue. We have got a signal, and these are the open targets. There are several open targets. One here, one here, one here, and one here. There are several targets which have been opened, right? And the market may actually reach it may try to reach there, but there will be obviously ups and downs because there are few structure levels and few FCP zones along the way. But this is what we can see on the weekly time frame here. If I look at the monthly time frame to see if there is anything on the monthly, so far there is on monthly time frame, the only thing that we have got is like here, which is very very high. So according to what I envisage, Dow Jones can also reach 40,216. It remains to be seen because it can, like, take several months to do that. And so that was Dow. And let me show you what my thoughts are on S&P 500 as well, right? So this is VIX. On the VIX, there are a few levels which I shared with you on November 26, 2022, right? This was like, 23.764, 22.47, 17.04, and 14.88, right? When you replay this, the market actually went really, really high up. But when the market started to go down, right, below this particular zone, this FCP zone, once this market has fallen down, now it is coming down back to 17, and it can fall down to 14.88. Now, I may require a little bit of revision to this analysis, but it's quite possible that VIX can fall down to 14.88 or even slightly lower than that. Okay, so that's VIX. Okay, here I was talking about S&P 500. There was a lot of noise around S&P 500, whether it was bearish or bullish, and this is what I shared. I said, this is 200 moving average. There was, clear bullish structure. The market was supposed to go higher, so I was bullish on S&P 500, and this entire thing actually started in September, on September 26, 2022. This is the level which was given, 36.1, approximately that. And the market was supposed to go higher in steps, right? Each level, right? One level at a time. And the final target is approximately 4,420. So let's play and what has happened so far. The market went to our FCP zone, then it started to go down and struggled a little bit, and then came down to retest. Now it is moving towards 4,200, 226. And then after that, the next one will be 4,339, and then 4,420. Right, so these are the approximate levels, right, which S&P 500 can actually follow. On S&P 500, now on S&P 500, if I go to the monthly time frame, now it is clearly bullish now, because as we can see, this is blue at the bottom here, and we have got a signal here. We had a previous monthly engulfing candle, and this is the open target. Now this target is approximately this 44,000, 4,431, which kind of like lines up with the FCP analysis that I posted, last year. So it may take months, it can take weeks, and if something like black swan event or something happens, then it's a different thing. But according to the plan, according to the technical analysis, and according to this Vata calculations as well, it is moving towards the target as expected. Now, next one after that is FTSE, right? The FTSE, I suggested that FTSE was going to go all-time high, and that happened. Where is that? Let's find that one out. Okay, yeah, this one. So on FTSE, UK 100, few people call it FTSE 100, or others call it UK 100. Right, so this was expected to reach all-time high, approximately 8,000, right? Approximately 7,691, and this was given in November 5, 2022. And this has happened, right? The market went to 8,000. It actually went to much higher level. Now it can still go back to 8,000, and in fact, um I mentioned in one of in our Discord room that FTSE can actually go to 8,200 or the 8,200, 8,400 as well, if certain conditions are met. Okay, so we are already bullish. As we can see, we've got a signal here. We haven't got a bullishness here at the bottom here. But if the market continues to go higher like this, and this is the current month, so this target is not final yet, but this is currently showing 8,140, and this is what I was saying, that it can go to near 8,200 or so. So that is what we have on FTSE. Now after that, we have the German index, right? DAX 40, and uh, what I can see that it is targeting all-time highs, right? Let me open this chart for you. Um, there's a better chart here that I posted on LinkedIn, right? So the market was here approximately, right, around 15,615, and then all-time high is approximately on 16,330. Remember to check your feed, because I'm using one particular feed coming from a broker, right? Some of these brokers can have different feeds and different numbers. But this is what I can see. The market was here, and I expect that the market may actually try to go all-time high. And if it continues to go higher, then we have 17,362, 18,000, and 19,334. These levels or these zones can be achieved on DAX 40. So this is what I said, right? Let's see what has been happening. So since then, the market has started to go up, right? It came down for a little bit of retracement to retest the previous structures, and now it is going back bullish, right? So if I go to the monthly time frame, it is all looking very bullish. That all of these months have been bullish, and it is targeting near about all-time high. So this is going as per plan on DAX. Now, the next one after that that I wanted to show you was the Nikkei, right? So this is Nikkei chart, and this is the this that was the post, and this is the chart, right? So we could see around here. I posted this on Feb 27, 2023, right? Clear bullish flag is forming, and if this flag is broken, and we are looking at monthly time frame. So if this flag is broken, then we are looking for 32,753, and then possibly it will also form an extended W pattern, right? Going like this if it continues to go higher, which will take it to approximately 40,327 or 43,010. And this is how it is looking right now, right? If you see that in the last month, or the current month has started to break out of this bullish flag. It is not confirmed yet, and it is not like, it is not looking very powerful at the moment. So we'll have to wait for the month to close, but it is breaking out, right? It's showing the early sign of breaking out. So if that happens, we can expect bullish movement in Nikkei as well. Now, all of these indices, as you can see, right? Nifty has made all-time high, right? FTSE has made all-time high. CAC, right, 40 has made all-time high. DAX is going towards all-time high, right? And Dow Jones has started to move upwards, and it can target all-time high. Um, S&P 500 has started to move towards 4,000 levels once again. So you can see, right, all of these indices are kind of moving towards that. But you should keep an eye on dollar. So this is what we had on indices. Hope you enjoyed this analysis. Hope you found this useful. If you did, make sure you support this by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.